Alert. Sound effect imminent.
Greetings, adventurers and coders. I am excited to introduce to you the Tangible Art and Design Adventures curriculum, or TADA! On the screen is the TADA logo. It looks like an aged map showing 4 map pins arranged across the map. Each pin has a print letter above it spelling out TADA. The first A pin is higher than the rest. The D pin is lower than the rest, and all the pins are connected at their base points by a dashed blue line marking a trail to the letter X. A pen is tilted and pointing to the X like an exclamation point, and the map has decorative grid lines and mountain illustrations in the rest of the space. I am your guide, and I can't wait to lead this expedition, which will take us into the world of tactile art and design. Stick with me and you'll gain essential skills for navigating the terrain ahead. Before we embark, let me introduce you to the team behind the curating of adventures that make up TADA. I am Leslie Edmonds, CAT Northwest trainer. I'm a longtime teacher of students with visual impairments and field tester for TADA. Our team is led by Dr. Ting Su, coordinator of the CAT Northwest program and author of Access Technology for Blind and Low Vision Accessibility. Our team also consists of Danielle Montour, Braille and tactile literacy educator and digital creator, Marco Solicia, an accessibility expert and graphic and tactile designer, and Lee Chandler, Washington State School for the Blind, statewide STEM consultant. Now, what exactly lies ahead on our itinerary? Well, my fine explorers, breathtaking vista and challenges await to stretch our creative muscles and build tactile fortitude. TADA is designed to be for anyone to use with a student of any age who would like to learn non-visual basic drawing skills, spatial concepts related to coding, and how to create computer graphics. TADA offers a set of 10 activities that are organized as an introductory, intermediate, and advanced points of interest that can be followed like an adventure map and punctuated with excitement. By following the TADA map, students can expect to learn to draw using physical media and materials, exercise spatial literacy with physical and virtual canvases, learn basic coding concepts, practice using accessible descriptive language, develop basic concepts for creating computer graphics, apply creativity and resilience towards drafting, rendering, and revision processes. So let's start off by how to use TADA. Any individual of any age who may consider themselves a student of art and design can benefit from this adventure map. Teachers may use this broadly as a curriculum with students of any age and skill level, with an emphasis on participation to any extent that is meaningful to the student. We encourage all students to create to their heart's desire and for teachers to embrace all efforts. Although we present a set of 10 activities with suggested materials and resources, we encourage adaptations to all activities, each step of every activity, and especially any and all materials, tools, and resources so that all students may have equitable opportunity to engage with TADA. Remember, Art and design is for everyone. With the introductory adventures, we'll start by learning to render shapes, symbols, and sketches. Consider this base camp where we review essential gear and basics before setting off to summit digital graphics. After the first activity, we'll make tracks into more advanced terrain, navigating challenges that require describing images precisely so others can recreate them. Success here depends on clear directions, much like using turn-by-turn directions instead of a compass. For the last activity in the beginning section, students will embark on a texture trek across sandpaper peaks and tissue paper valleys. Students will explore the rugged terrain of different tactile textures as students climb graph paper trails and use grids as guides. They'll create a map key by using different materials to represent colors in this tactile land. Armed with textured palette, it's time for students to stake their claim. They'll chop their materials into pixel-sized pieces to construct vibrant creations amongst the graph paper grids. With the intermediate adventures, programming concepts crisscross activity 4 and 5's landscapes as we code Colby the Code and Go robot mouse to traverse the towns and mazes we design. If decoding errors or rerouting around faulty logic gets frustrating, remember that backtracking to rework your algorithm is all part of the process. The landscape expands with activity 6 when students plot points on coordinate grids to draw shapes. Students will traverse the coordinate grid using ordered pairs to chart Colby's path. Like explorers, students will rely on a grid to navigate this numerical terrain, plotting points to direct Colby's course using path painting shapes amongst graph paper terrain. Explore the galaxy in Activity 7. You will use an iPad and the CodeQuest app where you are an astronaut stranded on alien planets. Your mission? To find your way back to your trusty rocket ship. But be prepared because you'll encounter attacking aliens and mysterious walls blocking your path at every turn. For the advanced points of interest, join us on an epic journey into the wild frontier of tactile drawing and digital creation. This uncharted territory awaits intrepid explorers ready to map out new worlds with pen and pixel. In Lesson 8, we'll embark on our first expedition across the graph paper tundra. Like adventurers marking trails, we'll use rulers as walking sticks to stake down geometric shapes amongst the dot paper underbrush. Measure twice, draw once, and keep coordinates to remember your way around this tactile terrain. Hills will become circles, rivers will become squiggling lines, and clearings will become rectangles as you chart your course. Once your dot paper is littered with shapes and symbols from your travels, it's time to digitize your discoveries in Lesson 9. Transfer your trail maps onto computers to transform sketches into digital images using SVG code. Morph from adventurer to coder as you crack the syntax safari, telling the secrets of shapes and values to your text editor. Embark through basic shape territory, then traverse more complex shape jungles by arranging code waterfalls that cascade from background to foreground. When your SVGs are ready, Break out the embossers and swell paper to create a tangible terrain of the world you've created. Finally, with drawings in hand, compare your virtual voyage to the physical one. See if your tactile trails match what a computer rendered, then celebrate your successful trip. Conception to code to print. From basic shapes to rendered landscapes, this coding curriculum will let your imagination run free. The spirit of adventure is coded right in if you're brave enough to venture where few have gone before. Let your creativity blaze trails from physical to digital as you learn the tools to explore whatever virtual worlds you can dream up. Make sure to celebrate as your program runs on your embosser hums. Weeks later, as we share stories around the fire, recounting all we've accomplished, I know you'll feel up to the challenge of any creative task. By embarking on this TADA expedition, you'll have gained tactile superpowers and problem-solving prowess that will serve you wherever your travels take you next. So what do you say? Who's ready to grab their gear and set forth? This is only the beginning.
Alert. Sound effect imminent.
CATT, Center for Assistive Technology Training Northwest.
The CAT program is funded by a federal appropriation and works in partnership with the American Printing House for the Blind and Alabama Institute for the Deaf and Blind. Logos: APH, AIDB, and WSSB.